Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In this video, the last video of 2019, I'm going to be presenting you our first and preliminary spring 2020 forecast. It's going to be super excited to go over the precipitation forecast, temperature forecast, severe weather forecast, and our overall forecast. Now, before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends and family, especially if they live obviously in the Tornado Alley where we're expecting a lot of severe weather this year. Now let's get right into things. First things first, we're talking about our precipitation forecast, and we have two areas of above average precipitation that I want to talk about. Our first area here is for the Pacific Northwest into some of the northern Rockies. We are, as of right now, expecting above average precipitation, as we're expecting some storms to be heading on shore for the northwestern United States. We've seen a bit of this winter, and I'm expecting to see that in through at least the earlier portions of spring as well. This might lead to some snow in the northern Rockies as well. Keep an eye on that, because obviously we will still have cold enough temperatures up there most of the time for snow to be falling, and we see a lot of late season snow for that area, Idaho, Montana, obviously. So it's going to be very interesting to see if this plays out and we get some very, very major snowstorms, which is not unheard of for sure. We usually see big snowstorms there in September, October, and then kind of in the spring months as well. Now we're about to talk about our second area of above average precipitation, which will include above average severe weather potentially, as it'll be in Tornado Alley in the areas that typically expect to see some severe weather. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that will shape up. As you can see here, we have that second area of slightly above average precipitation for Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, through some more of the Gulf states, including Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, a bit of Virginia and Tennessee, and a tiny bit of Kentucky and Illinois there as well. And obviously this is a big area, most of this area, where we see a ton of severe weather typically in the springtime, and I'm expecting this to translate into above average chances at severe weather, which is going to be interesting. I have huge plans this year for severe weather coverage, as it's one of my favorite topics to talk about, severe weather. I love watching storms obviously intensify, watching them grow, and it's very, very interesting to me. So I can't wait to talk to you guys about that as we see severe weather this season. I'm going to be doing lots of live streams and lots of big things, so I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are as well. Now we're going to add our second layer of above average precipitation here, where we're expecting moderately above average precipitation for a lot of these regions. So portions of Texas, including Dallas, and then portions of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. Again, this is an area where typically we see a lot of tornado activity, so I'm expecting the potential for above average tornado activity within these areas of above average precipitation. Now we're about to talk about where we could see some more dry conditions, and then also after that we're going to start talking about our temperature forecast, which is going to be very exciting, because where the cold air and the warm air collides is where we would typically see the most severe weather setup. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see if that actually translates to more severe weather. Alright, so as you can see, we have some below average precipitation here for California, portions of Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico. I'm expecting less storm systems to come into this area as we head into the springtime months, which, by the way, this forecast is meteorological spring, which is March 1st until the very end of May. That's meteorological spring, and that's what this forecast is covering. So from March through into May. So we're going to be dealing with some below average precipitation for the southwestern United States. Now let's talk a little bit about your temperature forecast. We're starting things out with our above average temperature region, and you can see we have a very big swath of the United States in that above average temperatures, from the Pacific Northwest and Northern Rockies down through into the Southwest, including California, Nevada, the four corner states like Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, and then down through into the South Central United States like Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, into a lot of those Gulf and Southeast states like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and then up into the Mid-Atlantic as well. All of these areas are expecting some more warmer than normal conditions, which again could lead to more thunderstorms sparking up, but really we want to see the areas in between the cold and the warmth is where there's going to be the most chances for severe weather. Now let's add our second layer of above average temperatures here, and you can see for the four corner states, through down into Texas and some of those Gulf states like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and then up into the Southeast, like Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We are expecting moderately above average temperatures this springtime, which again might translate to some more severe weather, but really just thunderstorms in general are going to have an easier time developing and maybe even a little bit earlier than what we're typically used to because of the warmer than normal conditions. We're going to get those high humidity levels and the high temperatures together probably a little bit earlier than average for these regions, which is going to lead to more thunderstorm chances, especially early on, like I said. Now, we're about to get into our below average temperature regions where we're going to be able to talk about who could see the more colder than normal conditions, and that's also going to give us a really good idea of where the severe weather could set up. And then after that, we're going to talk about our official severe weather forecast, which is also going to be very fun to take a look at. All right, so here's where we're expecting the most cold temperatures to set up. You can see from the Midwest, like areas like North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan, and then into some of the interior northeastern United States like Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. We are expecting slightly below normal temperatures to set up in this region. And again, you really want to pay attention to those areas in between the warmth and the cold. So areas like Kansas, northern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, into Missouri and Illinois, as well as areas like Nebraska and Colorado can get a lot of severe weather sometimes as well. These areas look to really be more chance at severe weather than typical, I would say, just because you're in between that cold air mass and the warm air mass most of the time. But I also think states like Oklahoma, northern Texas, and portions of northern Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia are going to have much above average severe weather this season. So let's talk about that severe weather outlook now, because I've been talking all about severe weather, but I haven't shown you what I'm actually thinking as far as severe weather. So this pink area right here is the area that I'm expecting to have above average severe weather. So from Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and then those northern Gulf states as well as portions of Tennessee and Kentucky and Illinois as well. And this probably correlates really well with my temperature and precipitation forecast. I think this is right in between the two temperature air masses, like I was saying, and also it's an area where we're expecting above average precipitation. So those two things combined are really good indicators that we could be dealing with more above average severe weather this severe weather season. Now, we have a second layer here, and this is where I'm thinking especially we could have some extra severe weather. So from portions of Oklahoma in through northern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and then portions of Tennessee, I think this is going to be the most above average region of severe weather this severe weather season. All right, now we're about to get into our overall forecast, which is going to be super exciting to take a look at. It's going to give you a really good idea of what your region could be expecting as far as the weather patterns are concerned. All right, so we're going to start out in the Northwest and work our way east. So here for the Pacific Northwest, we're expecting stormy at times, and you probably picked up on that on the precipitation forecast as well. We're going to be dealing with some storms moving onshore, especially earlier on, like I said, and I'm expecting that to lead to above average precipitation for that lighter green area. Now, to your south, we have more dry than normal conditions there for California, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. Like I said before, we're just going to have less storms moving onshore, I believe, this springtime, and that's going to lead to slightly drier than normal conditions. It probably won't be too noticeable, though. I think we will have some storms at times. Now, for the Rockies, I'm expecting snowy conditions within that white region. I think we're going to see winter continue into March and April for these regions, and that's very, very typical for those regions. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I am expecting plenty of snow to still be around for the Rockies as we head into, again, like March, April, and maybe even a little bit of May. It's not unheard of for sure. Here for the Four Corner States and in through Texas, we have warmer than normal temperatures, and that also extends eastward there, but we have more prominent weather features. I'll talk about that in a second. Here for our purplish pink color, that extends kind of in eastern Montana down through Nebraska, the Dakotas, and a little bit of Colorado and Kansas as well. I'm expecting temperature swings. I think this region is going to be all over the place, and that could lead to some severe weather within this region as well, for sure, but I just don't think this is like the heart of the severe weather is what I would say. And there for the Midwest and then through portions of the Great Lakes and Northeast as well. Colder than normal conditions, like I said before in the temperature forecast. We are going to be dealing with some colder than normal conditions there. To our south, most of the severe weather is going to be located within this red region, especially this is going to be where most of the above average severe weather at least sets up. So I expect some big severe weather outbreaks within that red shade. To your south, though, we have above average thunderstorms for this green area with the above average temperatures and above average precipitation. It's just inevitable that we will have more thunderstorms than what we're typically used to within that region, most likely. And then last but not least, for the mid-Atlantic and northeastern United States, we have a late start to spring. I think winter's going to try to stick around through March, and then some point in April, we'll probably see a big change and switch up in it, and then it'll finally arrive. That's what I'm very... based on my experience with weather, that's something that would typically happen with a winter that's had a late start. And obviously, this winter is kind of having a late start, so I would expect the same to happen here. I think a late start to spring is definitely the most likely outcome there. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I believe I said it at least, this is my last video of 2019. It has been a great year for this YouTube channel, guys. I think I had something like 15,000 subscribers to start the year of 2019, and now to end it, we have over 80,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you guys. You have no idea how thankful I am for all the subscribers, and I hope you guys stick around through the spring because I have huge plans for the springtime. It's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to doing live streams, severe weather coverage, and just being able to track all the thunderstorms with you guys. I'm expecting to do that multiple times, especially in big weather outbreaks, and just all sorts of exciting videos. So I'm looking forward to a great and prosperous year for Direct Weather in 2020, and I have huge plans, and I hope you stick around to be a part of it as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to share it with your friends and family, like I said before, and I'll see you guys in the next one.